Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got a question from a buddy of mine, pretty cool guy, who has asked me some questions in the past. And so I haven't pre-watched this video, so I have no idea what he's going to say, but we're going to watch it together, and then I'm going to give you a quick answer because I gotta go to the gym. I really do. I'm late. I had to record a podcast today.
I hit the Hangout on their live button and my headset's working. John Sonmez, first of all, congratulations on your new book being out. I just saw the video. I got goosebumps watching it.
If you want to know what he's talking about, by the way, go to the link here for the software developer complete software developer's career guide, and I got a trailer on it. I did a pretty awesome kick-ass launch page. You can check out the trailer. It's on YouTube, but it's also on that book launch page as well.
And also future congratulations, because in a day or two you're going to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So
we did that. All right.
Golf clap. That's what's up. And yeah, I'm proud to be a follower of you. So, and I mean that sincerely. You've been really receptive to my questions, and I've shared some emotional trips with you. And I have a new question, right? And more of a, I'm not sure if it's a question or, yeah, it's a question. So here's my question. I recently have been awarded an opportunity to be a software development coach.
Nice.
Meaning, I've always walked into shops to try to help developers be better, even though I wasn't being paid for it. That's just my personality. I help people grow, and I try to give back. You know, in your words, I try to give, back to people.
And this is true. Scott does this. This is something I can attest to. Scott is an awesome guy, and he really does do this. He really does try to give back. Ever since I remember having my first conversation with him back when I lived in Tampa, and he was all about like he gets so frustrated when people are doing the wrong way, and he wants to help them and really help them to improve. So this is what he's all about. He's only become better. I mean, he's become more. I can't. Trying to think of how to describe it, from feeling like people are doing the wrong way and he needs to help them because they're doing it the wrong way, to more of he needs to help them because he needs to help them. And that's been such a change that I've seen.
I want to help them.
Like you said,
recently, I've been presented an opportunity to actually coach a shop of developers into basically building more maintainable software. And I mean, I know how to do this, right? Because this is what I do in regards to doing it myself. However, this is the first time where the actual leadership of a business is empowering me to take the lead. They're giving me the authority, and they are relying on me to establish policies and also to periodically check on their business to make sure that their developers are still in compliance with the policies that I establish. So I'm excited. I'm motivated. I've been building for this for the last 5 years since I moved to the state of Florida. My question to you is, what recommendations do you have for people that have heeded your advice, right? I'm not sure if heeded is the right word. People that have taken your advice and they keep rising, climbing, leveling up till they're in a position here where they have actually been put in a position of some authority to help developers grow. There's some considerations that I have, such as you can't help people that can't help themselves, right? So that's weighing on my mind in regards to soft skills. There's also people that may not acknowledge that there's growth opportunities, aka they have a problem. And so all this is new to me. Again, I've been doing this, but I've always fought battles because I've never been granted the power from higher up to actually execute. So I've been more of a mosquito in developers' ears versus someone that is the technical authority to help others, to guide others. So that's my question is, what advice, what recommendations do you have for someone that is getting introduced or someone that has recently turned the chapter into being a software development coach? That's it. I hope you read this. I appreciate it. Again, congrats on 100,000 YouTube subscribers and congrats on your latest book being published. I really mean that. Adios, Scott Nimrod. Peace.
All right, Scott. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Scott. Oh, and let's watch your little, there you go, I like that Lambda cartel. So, okay, so a couple things. I was just talking about this on the podcast. This is so funny. There's a couple of things that I think I would say. I've been in this situation before, and I've done what I would say was not the best job in this situation before, but I've been able to rectify that. First of all, talking about my book on the Complete Software Developer's Career Guide, there's a chapter on this. I don't remember the exact chapter number, but it's in section 4 in the book, being a team lead or leadership. And that is pretty much the advice that I'm going to give you. So if you have checked out the book, go sign up and get the book is basically not very expensive. So go get it and check out that chapter for anyone listening that's interested. But I'm not gonna say, oh, you have to go there, and I'm not gonna share with you information here. Of course I'm gonna share as much as I can. It's just how much can I share in this short video? So essentially it comes down to this, right? It's ironic that you're put in the position of power, and now you have to not utilize that power, and therein lies the power. When I was in acting class a while back, one of my acting coaches, he said, yeah, I was trying to do this scene where I think it was from like Usual Suspect or something, some interrogation scene. And I'm a pretty big guy, right? You know, I can be pretty intimidating when I'm pissed off, and you know, throwing chairs. I'm getting ready to flip the table in the person's face that I'm interrogating, right? And no reaction, not much. It was a very weak scene. He comes up to me and he's like, "This is not." He's like, "Let me show you something." And he does the scene, and he walks up real slowly. He doesn't make any kind of violent actions or anything. He very carefully picks up a cup of coffee, takes a sip out of it, puts his arms down on the table, leans forward, and I don't remember exactly what he said, right? But he says something, right? It's very slow, deliberate movements. No threat of violence. How you doing? Oh, you having a good time? All right. Right? But there's this that at any moment this guy could snap. You could feel it. So what he told me, and it was so powerful, and you're scared shitless of this guy, right? And he was this fat, kind of jolly guy, but when he did this scene, you were scared shitless. Now, I know I seem like I'm going off track, but the reason why I'm saying this is because the threat of violence, this is what he told me. He said the threat of violence is way more scary than violence itself, right? And that you could say the same thing of authority. Okay, so if you utilize your authority and you're like, look, I'm the fucking coach, dude. Like, you got to listen to me. You freaking write those damn unit tests. You need to have 90% code coverage, right? That's it's not as effective, right? Using the authority, implementing with that authority is not as effective as the threat of authority. Someone knowing that you have the power, yet you do not exercise the power, it comes off more powerfully. It's not fear. We're not talking fear here. I just use that as an example because in that particular case, it was fear. But what I'm saying here is that in order to maximize the power of your authority, you must minimize the usage of that authority. The more you use your authority, the less power and less influence that you have, okay? And so your goal is to help people. What you want to do is you want to do it what a lot of people call servant leadership, what I would call being the Pied Piper, right? People who know me really well, they call me the Pied Piper, right? And this is why, is because if you're hanging out with me for a long enough time, pretty soon you're going to be running half marathons, and pretty soon you're going to be lifting weights, and you're going to be trying to get a six pack, and pretty soon you're going to be eating one meal a day, and pretty soon you're going to be using the Pomodoro technique, and pretty soon you're going to be doing a lot of stuff, and you're going to be reading a bunch of personal development books. You're going to do all this stuff. And is it because I'm trying to force this down your throat and telling you you need to do all this stuff? I don't say it at all. I'm just going around my merry way, and I'm living my life, and I'm getting results. I'm happy. I'm productive. I'm making money. I'm successful in a lot of areas. I have a good physique. All of these things, I'm not saying them to brag. I'm saying them to say that when you are being successful and you're being happy and you're showing, right? And you're doing a lot of hard work, people will naturally follow and start emulating because they want to have some of that. They want some of that special sauce. They're like, what is going on here? What the fuck? Like, I need to change. Like, I need. Whereas when you're pushing them, when you're pushing their ass, they're digging their feet in. They're like, no, I'm not going over the fucking cliff. Fuck you, right? But when you leap over and you're like, look at this, and you swan dive off the cliff, and you perfectly. You go into the water and you show how wonderful it is. They come. You don't have to push them at all. They come with you. So what am I saying in all this? I'm saying that it's good. You've got an actual position of power and responsibility, but that doesn't change the way that you operate, right? You still have to remember that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? And I've been on the wrong end of this. I've made the wrong choices to some degree in this situation where I didn't realize that. And I sort of was like trying to push people to the water, like using my authority, like saying, okay, this is what you have to do. And I'm not saying you don't create guidelines and processes and stuff like that, but you got to get the buy-in, and you got to do it by setting the example. So here's actually what I would recommend if you can do this. Embed yourself on the teams. Before you even give any guidance or coaching or advice, embed yourself on the team. See if you can work as a developer on the team for like 2 weeks, maybe a month, and show them how it's done, baby, right? Show them what it means to cooperate. Show them what it means to write unit tests. Show them what it means to do hard work, to write clean code, to refactor your code, to put meaningful comments and source control when you check things in. All these things that are near and dear to your heart, that you would make guidelines. Show people what it's like to write code like that first, and how productive that you can be, and how to use productivity techniques as you're working as a developer on the team and helping them to become better, right? And then once you've done that, there's two things that you're going to have going for you. One, hopefully you're leading and you're inspiring them. And maybe you can even keep some of your duties so that you're still working on the team. That would be what I think is best, is to say, look, hey, I love that that I'm coaching this team, but in order for me to effectively coach the team, I have to be part of the team. So one day a week, I would like to have, or I like to have some coding responsibility where I'm actually writing some code. I think that's honestly, that prevents you from having the ivory tower mentality, and from other people thinking that you're just this architect or this coach or this mentor in the ivory tower, right? Because you're down there on the ground. And it also lets you inspire people from the ground up. And it's true that some people you're not going to inspire. Some people are going to be like, I'm not listening to music. They got their headphones on. Your flute is going. You're walking down the boulevard in your green tights, and they're like, "Fuck the Pied Piper. I'm buying any of this shit. I just want to get, when it's 5, I'm done." You're not going to help those people. That's fine. That's cool. But you are going to help the people that do care. And you know what? And this is where your authority comes in, is because when you find those people that you're there, you're mentoring them, you're being their buddy, you're not using your authority to bash them, you're not telling them they have to do things, you're making it, you're setting the example, and you're saying, here's what I want, and this is why we do this, and you're there as the buddy, friend, mentor, and they're not doing it, they're not complying. That's when you go to management, you're like, look, get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. That's my recommendation to you. Now, I don't even try to work with him. Get rid of this guy, right? And then he doesn't know what's coming. You don't have to have the argument with him. You don't have to try and convince him to do, right? You're setting the example. You're the one who's there to mentor the team, right? If that happens, right? And that may not happen, but I'm just saying, like, that's the way to deal with that. And then again, that's that threat of violence thing, right? It's because then everyone knows, hey, what happened to Joe? Well, I didn't ever see Joe fighting with Scott. Yeah, because Scott has so much power, he doesn't need to fight. When he says you're gone from the team, right? He's a fucking awesome guy. He's awesome. He will sit there. He will stay with you to all hours of the night, helping you get your code work, helping you to figure out and understand how Lambda works, how this code works, write your unit test. He will help you do whatever it takes to take your ability and coach you and take you to the next level and make this team succeed. But if you fuck with him and you do not listen and you just continue to he's not going to argue with you. You're just going to be gone. One day you're just going to be packing your shit, right? Because he doesn't have time to argue with you because he doesn't need to. Okay. And that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, you are the friend, you are the buddy, but you are also some serious shit, and and people do not want to fuck with you, right? That's the way to have this balance here. So I would say embed yourself on the team if you can, and do the coaching from there. And that's going to be leading by example, most important thing as possible. Utilizing authority by not utilizing authority, very, very important if you want to keep authority. And just keep on doing what you're doing, man. Like, inspire, be out there. Like, and the other thing, I'll tell you one last thing, because this is what my job is. I inspire, right? I mean, this is Simple Programmer. This is a channel. This is what it is. It's all about inspiring. What do? Wherever the bar that I want people to reach is, I go fucking 5 feet above that, and that's where I set my bar. And I show you. I'm like, look, if I'm gonna do this, I'm just asking you to do this, right? But I'm doing this, right? And by doing that, you inspire people. You ask them to shoot. They shoot higher than they would have shot before. They're like, well, if John can do this, just this dumbass can like freaking run 40 miles a week. I think I could run like 5. I think I can run like 5. If this dude can, and he's such a freaking dumbass, right? Talking about all this shit that he talks about on his YouTube channel and blobbing on. Yeah, this pansy ass, I can run 5 miles if he can run 40, right? If he could do 10 Pomodori, I can do 3 Pomodoro. I can write a fucking book. This guy, this idiot, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm joking. I mean, most of my audience loves me. I know you guys love me. I know I love you too. But that's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Is like, you got to set the bar higher for yourself and have a higher standard if you want to inspire people. That's the key thing here. So if you do that, you're going to be successful. So thank you, Scott. Dude, you're the man. You're awesome. I appreciate the gratitude right back at you, man. And I hope this helps you. Yeah, let me know how it goes. I want to know. I really, honestly do. So, all right. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, I don't know what's going on, but you better click that subscribe button. Or actually, let me put it this way. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, that's cool. Nothing bad will happen to you. I can't imagine some bad will happen to you if you don't click that subscribe button right now. Don't do it. Don't click it. Fine. See ya.